Life in England during the Elizabethan era was considered one of the most eventful and innovative. In the novel Life in Elizabethan England by Gail B. Stewart, on page 8 he states that the Elizabethan era is the time period when Elizabeth I was queen. It was often called the Golden Age, and it lasted from 1558 to 1603. Before Elizabeth even became queen, her grandfather had to take power and create the Tudor dynasty in 1485. Out of all the dynasties, the Tudor dynasty is believed to be the most interesting, because it includes King Henry VIII, who was a terrible king and had a bloodlust like no other. It also included the fight between his kids Edward VI, Mary I, and Elizabeth I for the crown. Ultimately, Elizabeth came out on top. The Elizabethan era included three major time periods: the Reformation, the Age of Exploration, and the Age of Scientific Discovery. On pages 12 through 13 in the book The Age of Shakespeare by Frank Kermode, he writes the Reformation was when King Henry VIII requested a divorce from Catherine of Aragon, and the Pope declined. In response to this, King Henry VIII took over the Church of England. This leadership change led to many religious and political changes within England. The Reformation lasted from 1529 to 1559. Next, dictionary.cambridge.org has an article on the Age of Exploration and Scientific Discovery. The Age of Exploration, as the article writes, is the time period of European global exploration and begun in the early 1500s. The Age of Exploration includes the discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus. The other dictionary.cambridge.org article on the Age of Scientific Discovery states that it was the revolution of European scientists and philosophers who began to research and learn more about the world. They began thinking of theories and laws of the nature of science. The Age of Scientific Discovery lasted from the early 1500s to the late 1800s. These topics about English and European history can help us learn more about Shakespeare's influences and experiences. For example, on page 14 through 16 in the book Age of Shakespeare, Frank Kermode describes how Henry VIII was the English sovereign when Shakespeare was born, and James I was the English monarch when he died. Each ruler had their own set of rules and laws that Shakespeare would have to follow. This English and European history helps us learn more about the time period Shakespeare lived in.